Welcome to A Piece of CX. So this week we're taking a look at CXone Guide. So CXone Guide is fairly prominent within the CXone platform now as the way of delivering chat and other options on websites to customers. But it's more than just a chat delivery tool. So previously we used to have a bit of code on a per channel basis, and that was essentially generation one of digital experience, DFO, and you'd just take that code, you'd set up your channel and dump that into a website of your choice, and away you go. With the acquisition of GoMoxie a few years back, we then have CXone Guide, and this was separate. You used to have a separate website, and you'd set it all up external to CXone. Now, though, you've got all of that built in from within the application launcher. So I'm going to talk first a little bit about the rules that you need for Guide and the things you need to consider. So firstly, what we have are a few things that are prerequisites. You need essentially your digital foundation. So the skill, the script, and the digital channel already set up. Then it's a case of building within Guide. Once you have that built, that's your foundation. So in Guide, what we then do is we build out buttons, not a necessity. You need to at least have one button though. Entry points, branding, templates, website URLs, they're the websites you're posting things onto, website codes, and finally rules. The big thing here is that your rules, I would always recommend have a condition in them, because what we do is we have one bit of code now for all of the guide on that Nice CXone BU. So if you don't have a current page, for example, rule, then whatever you create is then going to potentially cause havoc with all other rules, because it will just go, oh, condition, I can see that I've got this code, away I go. So let's talk about the various different things here. Button is a visual indicator for the channel. You'll see it as an entry point. Sorry, that's entry points in a moment. You'll see it when you click, if you want chat, if you want WhatsApp, for example, and you can customize these to the look and feel of your customers or your demos if you're an engineer watching this. Your entry point, this is your CXone chat channel, but it can also be email, it can be WhatsApp, it can be Facebook, it can be anything realistically, customized wise, including WebRTC voice, which I'm hoping to play with soon. Branding is your demo or your customer's branding, so go and ask them for their brand guidelines, understand their colors, for example. And then the template is essentially what you're going to build for the customer to engage with. So this might be a single button, it might be multiple buttons, it might be the customer portal, which you've seen in previous demos on this channel. We'll cover all in the next few demos, I'm sure. The website URL, this is where you're placing your guide and your interactions, and then website code is the CXone guide code that you then copy into those websites. This is no code essentially. This is about 8 lines of data that's already pre-written. You give it to website developers and they inject it into the header of various different sites. Most important thing here are the rules. Rules have actions and conditions. Actions, essentially, you have what you want it to do. So in the majority of cases, it's set the guide template, it's set the branding. If you go for the advanced license, and more on the licensing in a moment, then you can also add and remove tags from users. But the rules also then have conditions. So I've already said a couple of times, and if you're an engineer on a demo platform, make sure you have a contains URL page, current page URL in your demo. But what we need to do is look at some of these rules. And this is where guide gets really, really interesting, because there are 2 licenses here. You have the basic guide, which when you see the power that it has, basic is underselling it massively. This is included with your digital experience. So we have the browser version, we have is chat online, we have the date and time, you want in hours versus out of hours behavior, the country, current page, that's the important one. Again, I will stress it so many times, current page is the one you want in every single rule, ideally. Device type, so am I on a desktop, am I on a mobile, different behaviors. If you're on a mobile, you might offer WhatsApp. If you're on a desktop, you might offer email, for example. If you're a new or returning customer, the language, the location, the operating system and version, the time and queue, some parameters around the website, and also a campaign. So a lot out the box there. If you go to the advanced guide license, then you get even more things that you can potentially do. So you can check a product, you can use a cart value or items. So if you're in a e-commerce situation, then you could be looking at someone who already has something in cart and engage with them in a different way. Custom variables, scroll depth, so how far down a page have I been, if I'm clicking on or hovering on an element, tags, an API call, external referrers if you're using marketing campaigns, edits to fields, entries of certain values or phrases, if you've clicked on certain menu items, if you visited certain pages, probability of execution, rage clicking. So essentially, if you're on a page and you're going click, 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 offer something there, and time on the current page or site. There are a few others outside of this, but these are the biggies. The big thing here is you can really customize the web journey for your customers instead of just, hey, do you want to chat? So if we notice that I have been on this page or on this website 10 times today, and I've gone to 5 different pages, maybe my offer is going to be slightly different to what we offer a standard customer. On top of this, you can start to combine these. So if we have a look at this within the platform, so let me just come out of there and bring a platform in, then you can get to CXone guide from the waffle icon. It's right down the bottom and you just launch guide there. Then we have our rules, our buttons, our entry points, our templates, our branding, and then at the end we have our little bit of code that you copy in to your website. So here you basically build various different things out. So if I go and look at templates, I'm going to go and find one of mine. Only thing it doesn't do is put things into a nice running order. So if I go and click here, we can see what it looks like. And as you build it, it will also give you a sample of what it looks like. You can go and find your branding accordingly. If I go and change my colors here, I'm not going to change it because I have my branding template, but essentially you have various different building blocks to build out that experience. And then in your rules, what you do, I'm just going to find mine. Always helps if you can remember what you've created. There we go. Didn't work. So here, what I'm doing is I'm setting my guide template and I'm doing it on a condition of a current page. I could add more conditions here and you can actually start typing what you want it to do, or you can scroll down and have a look at various different aspects of that. So that is CXone Guide. What it looks like once deployed is a bit like this, which you've seen on previous demos. If I just bring that into screen, I've made my icon a little bit bigger and then I can just start conversation. So you can have different options on various different journeys that you're creating for your customers. Thank you very much for joining A Piece of CX.